have been keeping an eye on Prince Dara Shikoh day and night. Apart from meeting with the king of Kashi, so far he has neither met any royalty nor any military official. He spends all his time reading those strange books called the Vedas.
Vedas. Vedas. Vedas. What on earth are the Vedas that have driven my brother crazy?
They are the words of the gods of the infidels. That's what they say, at least. It's also said that they contain some kind of secret spells.
But these infidels have several gods.
Yes. There are several Vedas too. Perhaps 4 in all.
I see. Let Dara Shikoh remain surrounded by the 4 Vedas. My concern is to ensure that we skillfully surround Agra on all 4 sides.
We have informed your brother Shuja in Bengal and your younger brother Murad in Gujarat to prepare to march towards Agra, and we shall approach from Deccan. Just as a betel nut gets crushed by the nutcracker, we shall surround Dara's army from 3 sides and crush it.
In addition to using one's strength in a battle, it is equally important to weaken the enemy from within.
But then, how can we do that?
I hear that Dara is quite popular among the public.
Only with the public. But this spy's letter states that the Muslim elite are unhappy with him. They fear that if he sits on the throne, our religion and culture will be completely wiped out in India. Spread this rumor among Muslims that Dara has become a Hindu. He has forgotten devotion, faith, Rosa and Quran. And among the Hindus spread the word that Dara's love for Vedas is just a pretense. There is no truth in it. In fact, he still offers namaz 5 times a day.
And that is the truth too.
Shh, quiet. In politics, the lie that people wish to hear and are prepared to believe in is far, far greater than the truth itself. Just watch. The Hindus and Muslims both will turn against Dara.
What is the matter? Why are you all blocking my path, huh?
Are you not on your way to meet that impure one again?
I don't know anyone who is impure. But yes, I'm certainly on my way to meet Prince Dara Shikoh.
You have been keeping company with that heretic for so many days?
Rattle, prattle, wonder what you keep on prattling about.
If you consider discussions on Ved, Vedang and Upanishads as idle chatter, then it is not my fault at all.
What has that heretic to do with Ved Vedang?
The one whom you're calling impure, he is translating the sacred Upanishads into Persian so that the rest of the world can read and understand the Vedas.
So now words of the Vedas will also be written in reverse script. What a fine pick.
No. The truth doesn't change no matter what language it is written in, you know?
But why should the hymns of the Vedas be taught to an impostor?
Everyone has the right to knowledge, right? Since time immemorial, the Vedas have proclaimed the oneness of the self and the unity of human race. While discussing those Vedas, we must pay attention to the competence of the person and not his caste, creed or religion. Yeah.
Baba, I had read that the Vedas contain millions of mantras, and Maharshi Vyas divided them into 4 parts.
You heard it right. The subject matter of the Vedas was so humongous that it was a huge challenge to memorize it. Therefore, during the beginning of Dwapar age, Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas divided the Vedas into 4 parts and gave each of his 4 main disciples the responsibility to teach and spread 1 Ved each. That way, Rigved became Pal's responsibility. Yajurved was charged with Vaishampayan, Samved with Gemini, Atharved became Sumanta's responsibility. So what happened is, as Dvaipayan Krishna had divided the Vedas again, he became known as Vedvyas, the one who had divided the Vedas.
So this was the division of the Vedas, Baba. But what about their classification?
Just as Vedas were divided into 4 parts, same way, each Ved has 4 main sections. They are Samhita or Mantra, Brahman, Aranyak, and Upanishad. The Vedas have been classified into Karma Kand, Upasana Kand, and Gyan Kand based on these categories. So, the mantras and the Brahmanas related to religious rites are called Karma Kand. The Aranyaks related to contemplation are Upasana Kand, and those related to spiritual knowledge are placed in the section Gyan Kand. Yeah. That is why Upanishads are the Gyan Kand of the Vedas. Yeah.
Baba, the creator and the creation. What is the difference between God and man?
God, Parameshwar, is like the ocean, and man, as such, is like water held in one's palm. Water in ocean and one's palm is the same. Still, both are different. The water held in one's palm is limited.
Wow.
Whereas he, Khuda, God, is infinite, unfathomable. He is eternal. He is immortal. Sometimes he is the water. Sometimes he is the ocean. Sometimes he is the sea. And sometimes he is the vapor. Sometimes he's the cloud, and sometimes he's the drop of water. Sometimes he's the rain that falls upon everyone, and he dwells in every atom of the universe. Sometimes he's subtle. Sometimes he's colossal. That is the difference between him and his creation prince. The Brahma who dwells in every atom, singing his glory, hymns about him, and knowledge about him itself is Veda.
What is the matter? What was the tearing hurry that you could not wait until I had finished my namaz?
There's some bad news.
What is the news?
Murad's soldiers are marching rapidly towards Delhi.
Shuja and his army are about to reach Munger from Bengal.
Various conjectures are being made in Delhi regarding Emperor Shah Jahan's health.
Has Dara got this news?
Yes, my lord. We hear that he will very soon leave Banaras for Delhi.
But we should depart immediately from here. The truth is that I don't trust your brother Shuja and Murad at all. Whoever reaches Agra first is bound to usurp the throne.
I too am aware of this very matter, Shaista Khan. As soon as they heard about the father's health, they had their coins minted and proclaimed their eligibility to the throne.
So why are we wasting our time here?
Because I wish to remain behind them, not precede them. While their sights are set on Agra, I shall train my eyes on them. Your pace tells me that you have something important to say. Speak.
Your Majesty, the Emperor's health has greatly deteriorated in Delhi. They are all set to take His Majesty to Agra.
Then we should certainly proceed towards Agra.
Baba, I shall have to leave for Delhi immediately. I have received news about my respected father's illness.
Yes. Then you should leave immediately. There is no virtue greater than serving one's parents.
I just pray that he remains alive until I reach there. Because rumors are there that he has.
Shanti. Shanti. My son, someone precedes and someone follows. But ultimately, an individual soul has to merge into the Brahma.
Baba, you have given me a new perspective on the Vedas, Puranas, and Upanishads in our last 9 meetings.
What is new about it, Prince? The word Upanishad itself is made up of Up, Ni, and Sat, which means being with one's Guru, with firm determination and detachment for that knowledge which would lead you to Brahma. Yes.
Venerable Saint, kindly suggest a future course of action for me.
No. No. You don't have to do anything, Prince. You have to be neither a sheikh nor a saint. Nor do you need to gain occult powers to perform miracles. Yeah. If you wish to become something, try being a pious, pure, honest fakir. Because that is what the Vedas teach us. Until all desires end, the desires of the body, mind, wealth, and sovereignty, you will not be able to realize either Brahma or Allah. So if you become the emperor, do not forget that you are his slave. And the only way to serve him would be to serve your subjects. Yes.
Prince, we should leave immediately.
Yes. Go. Advance along the path of light. Go.
Baba, my brothers are all set and prepared for war. I will have to leave my father in Agra itself and proceed directly to the battlefield. Who knows what will happen then? One last question, please. Is it true that there is salvation after death?
The one who realizes that he is not his body has already attained salvation even before death, Prince. God too craves to meet us. We separated from him on the condition of reuniting once again. What is there to be afraid of? One needs to lift the veil from one's eyes. Swastiva paraya tamsa parastat. May your path be auspicious. Go. What are you doing, Prince?
Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. We are not separate, Baba.
Go.
नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः
Neither can weapons slay it, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot dissolve it, nor can wind dry it. Sipehar, the one who understands this, rises above life and death. Don't be afraid. After all, everyone has to go to their Ishwar, their Allah one day.
Dara Shikoh, son of Emperor Shah Jahan.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते.
Your crime of rebelling against the Mughal Empire and desecrating the holy religion has been proved.
द्योः शान्तिः अन्तरिक्ष शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिः आपः शान्तिः औषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिः सर्वः शान्तिः.
And your appointed hour of death has arrived today. Take him away.
Dear father, dear father, dear father, dear father. No, dear father, no.
Brahma Shanti, Sarvasu Shanti, Shanti
Dear father.
Reva Shanti.
Dear father, dear father.
Do not be afraid. Neither does anyone die, nor is anyone born. The soul is indestructible, immortal, and imperishable. Truth never dies.
Dear father. Dear father. Dear father. Dear father. Don't leave me, dear father. Don't leave me.
द्योः शान्तिः अन्तरिक्षः शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिः आपः शान्तिः औषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिः
Shanti. Dara had rightly said that truth, in fact, never dies. Darkness never wins. Only through the Persian translations done by Dara Shikoh did the French and the German scholars learn about Upanishads and Puranas in 18th century. German scholar Max Muller researched the Vedas and made these enlightening texts known to the whole world. The famous Taj Mahal built by Shah Jahan may perish someday, but through the translations of scholars like Dara Shikoh, the hymns of Vedas, spread all over the world, shall always remain eternal.
यस्य प्रसादात् भवमङ्गलार्था प्रसूत गङ्गोपनिषत् विशुद्धा समर्पयामो गुरुचिन्मयाय भूयात् प्रसन्नः स शिवस्वरूपः